Wonderland. That's right, it's Band-Maid. And it's by request. And it's live. Let's go. Hey there, Maniacs. This is by request. Wonderland, the official live video. Here we go.
偶発的な言葉じゃないとちゃんと証明してほしいの短絡的じゃ好みじゃないの触れてみせてよ Let me preview, preview, previewいつだって大事なもんだってすり減って詰まって泣けなくてこうやって焦げた声も夢と消えるのでしょう分かってる分かってない分かってる分かってない繰り返すれ違ってまたゼロに戻るそれでもどうにかしたくて歩んだ二人の奇跡をたどって偶発的な言葉じゃないとちゃんと証明してほしいの短絡的じゃ好みじゃないの触れてみせてよ Let me preview, preview, preview くすぐる思いも悪くないこうやって瞬く瞬間が重なって積もって焦ってくけど一度でもあの日のことを忘れはしないでしょそうじゃないああじゃない願っても叶わない色を増して強くなってく感情愛しくてどうすればいいなんて思うなんて言えなかったの必然的な出会いじゃなくても他じゃ心揺らされないの悲しい歌は聴きたくないよ笑ってほしいの You can trust me, trust me, trust me このまま遠くへ空が落ちるまで私である存在のため求める居場所は一つだけ変わり映えのしない景色がキラキラ輝く世界になる酸いも甘いも味わって冷めないままでそれが必然的な出会いじゃなくても他じゃ心揺らされないの悲しい歌は聴きたくないよ笑ってほしいの You just trust me, trust me, trust me to the wonderlandいつまででも神様どうか聞いてほしいの他に僕は望まないからずっとあなたのそばにいたいよ繋いでたいの For many years, many years, many years
So I think that this is a great example of Band-Maid's breadth of understanding of song composition. This song, to me, borders on jazz fusion. The reason I say that is it's a very bass-driven song. And it took me a few minutes after the song here to break some of this down. So the first thing we're going to do here is listen to Misa at 20 seconds on for a bit. Here we go.
いつだって大事なもんだってすり減って詰まって泣けなくてこうやってこぼれた声も夢と消え
All right, here you hear the guitar and the bass mimicking each other, right? And what's going to happen is the bass is going to break out and be the melodic instrument, not the guitar, but the bass is going. And this is, you find this in jazz all the time, especially in trios. And Misa is going to keep laying down hints and allegations of the melody line that Saki is singing all the way through the song. She does this.
分かってる分かってない分かってる分かってない繰り返すれ違ってまたゼロに戻るそれでもどうにかしたくて歩んだ二人の奇跡をたどって偶発的な言葉じゃないとちゃんと証明してほしいの
Okay, and so then of course they break into the middle eight or the chorus and everybody's just jangling in. But all the time, Misa is maintaining this bottom end, this melody that is happening with the bass. It is the standout instrument in this song, and it's intended to be. It gives the noir feeling of the song, of the atmosphere the song intends to lay out there. This would be at home in a speakeasy or a 1930s jazz club, okay? I grant you the guitars are a little harder, but the song could easily be arranged to do that. So here at 150, let's listen to this. Okay, so that little exchange right there between the rhythm section and the guitarist was very interesting. Let's do it again. Everybody fell out and the bass carried it. That was a cool move in that song. You hear what she's doing every time? That high, she's pulling that octave. Just keeps pulling that octave in there. She's implying the melody there. She's implying the breadth of the melody from here to here. That's what Saki's singing. Psyche's singing. Now, up to this point, Konami has not stood out in any way, shape, or form. The guitar is meant to be in the background. She's playing chords. She's just playing chords and letting the bass carry the melody. This is such an interesting song. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall when they wrote this. So, but Konami's about to break out, and watch what Misa does to get you there. So to get the guitar to that place, she's exchanging. This is hard to explain. Her and Konami eventually wind up doing this together. They converge as they're getting close to the breakout. And the breakout is very short, very sweet. Konami just does her riff and gets out. And all the time she's doing that, in the background, Misa is carrying the same riff in a different way. This is just fascinating for me to watch them do this live. This is a complex song. You heard the rest right there, right? So all that open space, but in the background, the Connie's like just giving enough skin to keep the groove going, because Band-Maid always thinks about the groove. We got to keep the groove going in the song. You lose the groove, it's kind of like watching a movie and suddenly somebody comes into the scene and starts speaking in another language you don't understand. It takes you out of the moment. It takes you out of immersion. Band-Maid keeps you immersed in their music because they keep the groove from bumper to bumper. That's my opinion. I could be full of it. That's the way I would approach it. That's how I think of it when I see it. And I just thought I might share that with you. So that's the coolness of Band-Maid. That's the indescribable brilliance of their songwriting. It is indescribable. I mean, I failed miserably here, but it gives you an idea of, by trying to tell you this, it gives you an idea of the complexity of what they're doing. I mean, I haven't even touched on some of the things that had to happen for Akane or for Psyche. I mean, her vocals here are very difficult, and Miku is at the top of her range, it sounds like. They're both having to stretch themselves for this song. And Konami is the only one getting a holiday. You know, I mean, if I were the guitarist, I would think this was a holiday for me, because it's just some simple chords through the song. Now, the chords may not be all that simple. They may be complex jazz chords, but they still, once you learn them, it's just chord playing, right? And her nice little solo breakout is not meant to overshadow anything. This is another thing that Band-Maid does so well. They pull together their songs within the confines of what they're doing. So they create these songs with specific boundaries, and they don't stray outside them unless they really want to shock you. And they'll pull that off. But if you listen to songs like Manners, I mean, that song incorporates, 437 genres. And yet at the same time, they built the walls around it. They built this place where it has to be performed in, and that's where it stays. And that's how it sounds. And this is the atmosphere we create. And we immerse you in that, and the groove grabs you and pulls you along. And the next thing you know, the song's over, and you're like, wait a minute, I want to hear more. Because that's what it is with Band-Maid. It doesn't matter what they're doing, whether they're doing acoustic work or they're doing something like this where they're pushing on the edge of jazz or progressive rock, whichever you want to classify it as, or when they're doing just straight ahead hard rock like Thrill, or, they, first thing they do is lay down that groove. Where's the groove? Where is the place where this song is going to live? And then when we stray outside it, we know how far we can go and still keep you interested in the song. And that's without knowing the lyrics. I'm telling you, they're genius songwriters. Whether they're doing it as a group or individually, whatever their process is, they have one, I promise you. It's not just somebody, one member writing these songs and going, that's it. This is the way we're going to do it. That member brings that song to the group and says, how do you want to do this? That's the great thing about J-rock bands. There's no ego anywhere. There's no arrogance. That's what's killing us here in this country. It's all about me. For them, it's all about the music. And that's why I love these bands so much. So I have preached too long. I've got to go. I got to get out of here, but I hope you enjoyed that. I did. This is a great example of why I love Band-Maid. So if you want to see the next Band-Maid, I got a list of them given to me by Music Mike because he thinks I'm behind, and I don't want to be behind. So, so I'm catching up, okay? All right, I'm glad you're here and come back for the next one. Please hit the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing here. And if you want to support me, we can use it. Trust me. The links are in the description box for both Patreon and Cup of Coffee if you just want to give a single donation. Okay, thanks for watching this, and I got to go. I'll see you later. Bye now.